Hi, I'm Lori Hetherington, and welcome to Curriculum Night for Accelerated Pre-Calculus. I'm going to go through a few slides and tell you a little bit more about our class. So first off, I have been teaching, this is going to be my 17th year of teaching, and almost all of that has been here at Alpharetta. I've taught pretty much everything in the math department with the exception of our different levels of calculus. I have not taught that, and I don't really have any current desire to teach that. I'm very happy with what I've been doing. I did teach AP Stats for a long time, which I really liked, but I'm very happy. I've been teaching Accel Pre-Calc for a long time, and it's a great class and one of my favorites to teach. So this is our class website. The class syllabus is there. The Alpharetta High School common syllabus is there, which is just going to have stuff that is common to every department and every class. There's also the recovery form, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a couple of slides. And then there are extra handouts and calendars if students need an extra copy of something. That's where they can find those as well. These are the remind codes. Most students have already signed up. Parents, you can sign up if you would like, but if you know that your student hasn't signed up yet, please encourage them to do so because it is very helpful when I need to contact somebody for something or contact the whole class all at once. Classroom expectations, pretty typical. The students have been fantastic so far, excellent behavior. They've been keeping up with their homework really well, so I don't really feel like I have too much to worry about this semester. I generally have really great students, and I'm lucky that I don't have to worry too much about, behavior issues and things like that. We do have slightly different categories this year for grades. There are 4 categories. For this semester, we will only be using 3 of them. There are major assignments, minor assignments, practice, and then a final exam. However, this semester, we will not be having a final exam. We most likely will have one in the spring at the end of the year, but there are not going to be any finals in December unless it's a semester-long class. So for a year-long class, I don't think that there are going to be any finals in December like we've done in the past. But for our class for this current semester, we are having major and minor assignments. So major assignments would be things like tests and projects. Minor assignments would be things like quizzes. And then practice is just kind of the homework category. So you can see the percentages there. Infinite Campus, just a reminder, if you like to sort of see and keep up with your students' work and grades, you can do that through Infinite Campus. They have an excellent app that you can just download to your phone, and you get notifications for different things. You can set it, to get notifications when a new grade is put in or something like that. So I encourage you to get some access to that if you haven't already. My official help session is Wednesday mornings from 7:45 to 8:15, although I am here pretty much every morning. I told the students they can come by whenever they want, but just kind of give me a heads up the day before, just so they're not standing around waiting on me if I happen to come in a little bit later that morning. So I just always like to know if somebody is coming in so I can make sure that I'm here. Recovery, so the other change besides just the grading categories this year is the recovery rules. The district has changed the recovery policy, and so you can see part of it here. The full policy is on the class site if you click on the recovery form, but the major, I guess the summary of it is that students can recover 1 major assignment every 9 weeks. And they're eligible to do recovery if they score a 79 or below on the original assignment. They can do the recovery and then similar to in past years, the recovery grade will replace the original one if it helps. And the highest they can get on a recovery assignment is a 79. Our textbook is listed here. To be honest, we don't use the textbook very much, especially in the first semester, and it is available through ClassLink. If the students need to access it online, they can do that through ClassLink. They just need to look for the red and white icon that says McGraw-Hill, that's the publisher, and they can get to their textbook online if they need to. So things that we've been doing, we are finishing up our first unit and starting the Unit 2 next week. The first unit is all about kind of a review of some trigonometry things they learned in geometry. We have talked a lot about the unit circle and labeled the unit circle and learned different angles and sine and cosine values from the unit circle. We've talked about coterminal angles and reference angles. Unit 2 will be moving into graphing, sine and cosine and tangent, and then we'll go on and do law of sines and cosines and trig identities. Pretty much all of the first semester is just a lot of trigonometry topics, and then second semester we get more into kind of some algebraic stuff, but with some trig still mixed in. We're going to talk about matrices and conics, vectors. Vectors is kind of a good mix of algebra and trigonometry, and it also kind of crosses over with physics if there are any students taking physics. And then we're also going to talk about parametric and polar functions in the spring. Here is my email address and the class site. Again, if you have any questions for me, please reach out. Please don't hesitate to send me an email. I'm happy to help and answer questions that you may have. So thanks and have a good night.